and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm Mary Trimble, your astrologer and tarot reader, here with your readings for July the 1st through July the 7th. These readings come in three sections, guys. First the intro, then the astrology report, and then the tarot reading. And there will be skip times if you're checking out your sun, moon and rising in the show more section below. So look out for that. Sometimes it takes me a minute to get all the links to the other videos down there, but check them out. These are general readings, guys. Please don't assume that everything I say here is applicable to you. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. And if you would like a personal, more tailored reading for you, go to my website. And the link to my website is below, and just check out the kind of readings that I offer. Firstly, I want to really apologize for last week. I only got I think it was eight readings out. And I got some tragic and shocking news. I recently interviewed a wonderful astrologer, Dan First, and we recorded the interview on June the 13th, and we plan to release it on the 1st, right before the eclipse. But unfortunately, he passed away on Sunday, June the 23rd. So I just didn't have it in me to do the readings. I was deeply saddened, and I'm very upset about that loss. Anyway, I'm sorry. Out of respect, I asked his family permission to release it as we agreed upon, the time that Dan and I had agreed upon. He was excited about it. I'm excited about it. It's really a great subject. He was an astrocartographer. So check that out on Sunday night. Monday night, Monday the 1st of July. It's 6:15. It'll be released as a premiere, so I will be attending and watching with you, and I can answer questions during it. So a big thank you to Dan's family for allowing me to do that, and honor him, because he was such a lovely soul. So what else? If you haven't joined my Facebook group, the link is below. Join the Facebook group. Every 2 weeks I do a live at 5, and I do a little astrology, and then afterwards, I have my cards and I answer questions, and we have a great time. So join that group, and I'm doing live at 5 tomorrow. That's Monday, the 1st of July, just before the premiere of Dan First's interview. So join me. So let's, without further ado, let's go to your astrology report, shall we? And before I go, happy World Pride. New York is buzzing with pride and love and colour. It's so wonderful. So happy Pride to everyone. Hello everyone, and welcome to the astrology section of your reading. And so much is happening this week. It is wild and crazy. Starting off on Monday, the 1st of July, Mars, the planet of passion and action and courage, is moving into Leo. Also courage, passion, fire, and open heart. So this is a really big shift in energy, and we're probably feeling it on Sunday. It's like it's about, saying what you mean. It's about being passionate. It's about taking action. It's about moving forward. It's about being heart-centered. And so that's a lovely energy. We just have to be careful. There's, of course, fire, there's two sides to passion. Fire is that wonderful sensual passion, and then there's that angry passion, right? So we have to be aware of that for some of us. Now, where it happens in your chart depends on how it affects you. If you would like to know more about that and would like a personal reading, you can go to my website and book a reading with me that can give you some more insight on how that will affect you and all the other aspects that are happening this week. Now, the big news is this total solar eclipse in Cancer. And it's very powerful. It's that Cancer, Capricorn kind of energy that's going to play out through to 2020. Now, this is a beautiful, it's all about our home, right? Because Cancer's about home, it's about nurturing, it's about family, it's about our roots. So it's all about what's going on at home. Now, eclipses are about change. They shake things up. Sometimes there's a little fear there for some of us because the inevitable happens when an eclipse comes into play. And we have this beautiful relationship going on at the same time with Neptune, right? So Neptune is in a trine to this eclipse. And also, this is, a total solar eclipse. So this is a new moon. These are new beginnings. So depending on where it lands in your chart, of course, it's in Cancer. So Cancers are going to feel different. They're going to come out. They're going to be renewed. This is happening in their first house of their identity, who they are. What's happening for them, what's changing within you. It happens with each sign in a different house, so it happens in a different way to each person. Now, we have, it's going to be about relationships for Cancer because we've got Saturn, the planet of lessons, structure, and rules, is opposite. Right? So this is bringing in some, sometimes these lessons aren't pleasant, but they need to happen. They need to happen for us to grow, and we need to grow. So we will be looking at perhaps, or especially Cancers, will be looking at relationships. What relationships do we need to repair? What relationships no longer serve for us? What behaviors no longer serve us? What is it that's holding us back? So it's really a time of self-reflection. It's also, a time of taking care of ourselves. Are we getting enough sleep? Are we getting enough nutrients? Are we getting enough exercise? Those kind of things, we need to really look at ourselves, and are we taking care of ourselves during this time? We need to nurture ourselves, right? So eclipses can have a little fear because change, nobody likes change. And so and things happen in a way sometimes that are disconcerting. But if we can embrace that change and we can really see, it's kind of karmic too, because, Saturn is the Lord of karma, right? So this is whatever has been at play for a while is going to kind of come out, and we're going to be forced to look at some things about ourselves and about our relationships. Or, if you are a Taurus, it's going to be about finances, and so on. So, Gemini about communication. And so anyway, I'm not going to go into the actual details on each sign, but it is a huge and powerful eclipse. Now, we really need to raise our vibration during this time and really take notice of our internal dialogue, and don't let us criticize ourselves, drop it. If we notice that, we need to change that. We need to have the highest vibration at this time to get us through. And meditation, if you're into it, is wonderful for that, for raising our vibration. Now, the next big thing is on Sunday, the 7th, when Mercury stations retrograde. Yes, darling, every summer Mercury goes retrograde. And here it is again. So it is in Leo at the moment, and it is about to backtrack. And by the mid-month, I think it'll be in Cancer yet again. This is always a time of reflection, right? When Mercury goes retrograde, it's a time to go in. It's a time to look at ourselves. It's a time to reorganize, regroup, get our ducks in a row, and get all our ducks in a row, because we need to be ready to go forward. It's not like you stop doing anything. You know, Mercury rules electronics. It's the intellect. It's important to look at how we communicate and you know, reflect on what changes that we can make going forward. Organize, you know, reorganize, you know. Listen, I always say declutter the mind is meditation, right? Declutter your home. You know, do things, work with the energies. When you work with the energy of a planet, you it's like having a little motor in your back, and you know, it's like going from a rowboat to a motorboat. Right? That's what we want. We want to be propelled by the universe. We want to work with the energies of the universe to get our life forward, to move forward more productively and happily, ultimately happily, right? And we'll be moving up to a lunar eclipse mid-month, and I'll talk about that probably in the next astrological report. So without further ado, guys, let's go to your tarot reading, shall we? Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to your tarot card section of your reading. One last shuffle, just for you. Okay. What wonderful blessings, guidance, and helpful information can you give Capricorn for this coming week? Okay, 3 cards for Capricorn, please. 3 cards for Capricorn. The eclipse is happening in your house of relationships, Capricorn. So there are going to be some relationships that you will perhaps let go of, or new people could come into, new exciting people could come into your life. It's an exciting time. 3 cards for Capricorn, please. 3 cards for Capricorn. Oh, well, I think that's 4 cards. Yes. Oh, okay. Now we have clarifying cards for Capricorn. Okay. What wonderful guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Capricorn for this coming week? Please clarify. Oh, wanted to come out, but it didn't. And neither did that. Not forcing it out. Either comes out freely. Oh, there it is. That one came out freely. Okay. And then please clarify. Oh, no, that didn't come out either. There it is. That's the one. Oh, and then please clarify. That's it. Ah, okay. Let's take a look at your cards, shall we? Capricorn. The first card out for you is the Fool. It's come out a lot for people. Clarifying that is the Queen of Swords. Then you have the 3 of Swords. You have the 4 of Pentacles. You have the 5 of Wands and the Empress, clarified by the 3 of Wands. Okay, so the first card out, darling, is the Fool. The Fool is new beginnings. It's like change is here. And sometimes when the Fool comes up, it's almost like there might be some fear, which is, you know, what's happening at the eclipse, right? So there is change of thought. You're being asked to look at this change as an adventure, because the Fool is naive. He looks upon this, he's going out, and he's like, oh, this is so exciting. What's going to happen next? This is one big, amazing, you know, he'll jump off a cliff and just say, you know, the wind will carry me down. I'm going to be fine. He's not had the bumps and the scrapes of life yet. He hasn't been hurt in life. So, you know, we're like, oh no, what's going to happen next? I can't take this anymore. And he's like, yay! So you're being asked to look upon this as an adventure. Embrace the change and look at it as an adventure. And you have the Queen of Swords clarifying it. And she's, look, this is, look at the truth in the situation. She's the truth seeker. She'll tell you the truth. Under no, she doesn't think about anybody's feelings. She's just telling you the truth. She doesn't mean to hurt you. It's not her intention. She's helping you. You need to hear the truth. You know, she just blurts it out. So somebody may give you some information that may be like, you know, but don't shoot the messenger. Take everything that you hear. Maybe it's something you need to hear. This is what happens with the eclipse. Eclipse, we are shown the truth that we don't necessarily want to look at. You know, sometimes it's a little painful to look at the truth, or it's the truth that we kind of know is there and we're like, oh no, I can't look at it because I can't cope with it right now. Guess what? You've got to. You know, the eclipse comes out and you've got to handle it. It's, you know, but it's always better in the end. There's always growth there. And sometimes there's opportunities. Sometimes there are opportunities for you in it. So sometimes the fear is what keeps you kind of in the pain. And you have, you know, listen, you've got the Three of Swords. And that's pain. You might be finding something out. This could be a lover, or it could be a friendship. This is kind of betrayal, right? This pain, though, has been around for a very long time. But people, situations, and things people say can bring this pain roaring back. And when this card comes in, it's time to release it. Like, look, we never probably fully release this pain, but we definitely dull the pain. It definitely dissipates, and it doesn't come up as much when we address it. You're being asked to take this pain in, feel it in your heart, and cry it out. There's probably an ending coming to a relationship, or a change coming to a relationship, and you're kind of hanging on to it, because this is the Four of Pentacles, and that's hanging on to something that no longer serves you. And eclipses are all about releasing what no longer works for you, right? Now, this is a new moon eclipse. This is a new beginning. This is like, let this go. Let you do things differently. It's not, you know, listen, if you could see in the future, you would let this go like a hot potato. I'm telling you, this is like this. So whatever the situation, whatever the relationship, it could be at work, it could be a lover, it could be, you know, a family member, it could be anyone, that you know that this relationship is no longer serving you, and you have to let it go. Sometimes it's not worth fighting to keep a relationship in, you know, in our vicinity. Sometimes it's gone way past its expiration date, and we need to just let it go to move forward. I've had to do that. You know, it's not easy, but it is for the best. It's for the best for you and for everyone, really. And look, you have the Five of Wands, right? The Five of Wands is like kind of a situation. It's like a conflict. And this is a conflict that you kind of, when the Five of Wands comes in, you need to kind of address it. It's an important thing for you to address, but you have to address it very creatively. She's creative, and look, she's Venus. Be sensual, be sensitive, be compassionate, be creative to handle this. It's like you really will benefit from handling this conflict. It's so interesting because sometimes we want to avoid these little conflicts because we can't deal, but when we do handle these, it really kind of enriches our relationships all the way around. So we get to a deeper level of understanding, and it's really beneficial. So when the Five of Wands comes in, it's saying don't be dogmatic, you know, say, you know, hear everybody's point of view and be diplomatic and creative about solving this problem, and you will get recognized for it. This is when this card comes up, it means that you know, you'll get recognized. It might be at work, and it could be like, you know, you'll get accolades for being a good problem solver, and people will see your leadership qualities and they'll admire them. So you will stand out if you handle this, but handle it you must. And then you have the Three of Wands. So it is so important for you to see the future optimistically and to make long-term optimistic plans. This is like Jupiter. His ships come in. It's not like he's waiting for a ship to come in. His ship is in. He's just waiting for it to dock and for him to get all his goods out of it, all his riches. If you knew your ship was in the dock and it was about to be unloaded, you'd be making long-term optimistic plans, wouldn't you? And this is what you must do. This will attract more. It's very important for you to see your future optimistically right now. Capricorn, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video and share it with friends, family, and on your social media. Please comment. I live for comments and feedback. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week, or perhaps sooner.